But I had lived in so many hideous homes, including with people who were later convicted of child abuse, molestation, and other felonies, that I didn't trust anyone to be kind to me, let alone keep me for more than a few months. On my adoption day, I was sullen and wary. So when the judge asked if I wanted to be adopted, I mumbled, "I guess so." The 3 little words that were also the title of my first memoir. Yet none of the assumptions I made that day turned out to be true. Our family now laughs about the tug of war as they tried to welcome me into their fold, while I pulled back with all my might. For years I couldn't admit, even to myself, that I had left an ember burning in my heart for my biological mother, the person who had smothered me with kisses and called me affectionate names when she showed up for the infrequent visits social services arranged. My new life with Phil and Gay Quarter seemed too good to be true. I had my own room and could have slumber parties. There were no locks on the cabinets or refrigerator. I always had someone to help me with my homework, and they were interested in whatever was happening in my life. I worried that one day they would discover I wasn't perfect and would send me back. To speed the process, I found ways to make my new parents quarrel with each other and lied indiscriminately to keep them guessing. I tried pushing every button they had. I was admonished, but they did not reject me. This part of my speech always gets a resounding applause, not from me, but from my adoptive parents. I've told my story many times, and still, the shame of my antics never fades. It's all part of my life. I don't like thinking of a time when I was cruel or withholding to someone who was trying to love me, especially after having been on the other side of the equation while I was growing up. But my honest admissions illustrate a crucial point for me. I had no blueprint for healthy relationships. I had no maps or role models. I had to learn on my own that love means forgiveness at many levels. I began to trust in baby steps. When I felt accepted, no matter what I did, I started to attach. That attachment led to love. I had been giving different versions of this speech since I was 14, but on this occasion, my memorized patter sounded hollow. I wondered if anyone sensed that I felt as though I was standing on a precipice, with a few pebbles of loose gravel beginning to fall with faint pings down into a valley so deep that I had no idea where they were landing. I have been to the edge many times before, not knowing if I would finally return home to my mother or be shuffled to yet another temporary home run by people who were paid to house and feed me. This time, it was the summer after my senior year of high school, and I was about to voluntarily leave my first real sanctuary for college. All my friends were more than ready to get out from parental control, but my adoptive home was my first real refuge, and I hadn't really been there that long. I continued to speak, my mind swirling with the paradox of sounding secure while trying to navigate my way through new complications with boyfriends and my birth family. I took a deep breath. Audiences like to feel closure and hear a happy ending, but the reality was that my story was evolving every day. I'm thankful to the parents and professionals who dedicate their time to helping young people, especially those who assisted me during critical times. Without strong advocates, so many more would fall through the cracks with no one to speak for us. The audience rose to their feet, clapping. As the sound melted away, the chattering began. The little questions, the small talk, the compliments, and my responses made me seem like I had it all together. If only they knew how nervous I was to be going away to college, or that my biological mother had just emerged from the shadows. My birth mother, Lorraine, once asked my adoptive mother, "When will Ashley get over it?" It refers to everything and anything she did or did not do for me. Lorraine saw the past as a door that could be closed. I felt she wanted to pretend we were distant relatives who had just gotten to know each other for the first time.